Hello, today we're going to create a Drupal module in under 5 minutes. This tutorial is targeted at developers who are just beginning their Drupal development. So the module we're going to create today is something really simple, such as displaying a random quote every time a page is refreshed. So why don't we go into administer, and let's go into site building, and finally let's go into modules. What you'll see on the right hand side is a list of modules that are available for Drupal to use. So what we want is to have our module displayed here so we can enable it and start playing with that. So when I go in the Drupal install folder, go into sites, all modules, and why don't we go ahead and make a new folder called quotes for our module name. So let's make it quotes. In order for a module to be visible on Drupal, it needs to have two files, the quotes.info and the quotes.module. The quotes.info tells Drupal information about our module, such as the name, a description, and the packages should be bundled with, maybe in the future we might want to add another favorites module, such as favorite drinks. And just to give you an idea, the quotes.module does not necessarily have to have anything for Drupal to see the module. So if we refresh, there's our favorite quotes. Except for we haven't told Drupal what to do when someone enables our module. So for that to happen, we need a quotes.install file, and this will create our database tables so that we can store our quotes. Here we are. We have the quotes table with a quote ID associated with a quote and an author. Maybe in the future I want to add a rating for each quote. So I've associated the thumbs up and thumbs down for each quote ID. These fall under the quotes install, which is triggered whenever someone installs the module. And the quotes uninstalled does the opposite, such as the removal of the tables. So with that in mind, we can go ahead and enable this module. We can save it. And I really want to verify that that's been installed, so I'm going to go into the database and show tables. And there we go. Quotes rating. Okay, the tables have been created. So what we want to do now is two things. First of all, I want to be able to administer my module. I want to be able to administer it from here. So for that to happen, I need to go into the quotes.module, and I need to have a menu function which lists my quote, my quote module. So in here I've got the path where you can type manually, and what will happen is that a Drupal get form function, built-in function, will be called to generate my quote, and in return, the Drupal get form function will call my built-in, my custom-made function called quotes settings. So Drupal will call this to actually get the form that's to be presented for creating a new quote. So I've already done that for you. And what I've got here is a text field for a quote and a text field for an author, and I've redirected the submit functionality so that it calls my own custom built function, quotes get form, just to try it out, so we all get an idea. We go function, get that, quotes get form, and this takes a form ID and form values, with the values. And just to verify, we're going to do Drupal set message t submitted. Alright, so let's try it out. So if we refresh now, we've added the menu entry for our managing. So we're going to click on it, and it just called the quote settings, which generated two text fields inside a field set with the title add a new quote. So now if we enter whatever, let's just test it, we should get a little submitted function. Perfect. So what we want to do now is actually take the values that the users enter and store them in the database. And then the last part is kind of trivial afterwards. So let's see. Okay, so what I do now is I get the quote, I get the author, and I insert them in the tables that I just made, and I display the message. So I actually am going to start entering a message. I'm going to enter Einstein's message. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep riding it. And Albert Einstein said that, so I'm going to save it, and the quote is added. Next thing I want to do now is go into blocks, and I want to be able to manage my quotes module as a block so I can display it. So for that to happen, what I need to do is I need to define my quotes module to be a block. And that's actually very, very easy. So why don't we do that, and we just use the built-in hook function called _block, and what happens is that if someone views my block, uh, it will get stuff from the database. It will get all tables by random order, limit 1, and it will get the author and the quote, and it's going to put it in the block, and it's going to return the block. So because we defined the block function, our module should be visible right here. Let's see here. Favorite quotes, here we go. We're going to put it in the content, which is just here, which is underneath. We're going to give it a weight of 2, so it goes below the text, so it has lower weight. And so here we go. Now we're going to configure this, and we're going to specifically say that node 2 is the only one allowed to view such things. Save block, and here's node 2. Let's refresh, and there it is. There we go. Let's add another quote, and let's add a quote. I specifically like this one. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. Sun Tzu. Save. Let's add another one, just so we can see the randomization problem working. And this is a geek quote. And let's check it. F5. We should get a different quote every time. Okay. Okay. It can't be, right? Oh. You just witnessed a lot of non-luck there. Thank you for watching my video.